This video is by Apostle. He could be that. Geno Jennings, right? Apostle Geno Jennings. The police want me to press charges against the IUIC Hebrew Israelites. Now, the reason I'm going into this is because, and I'll give away the secret. I was wondering, what did IUIC do that they can have charges pressed against them? Well, he's going to go on to reveal to you that the police told him that he can file charges against IUIC because they interrupted him while he was worshiping. They interrupted him while he was in service, while he was worshiping. So wait a minute. Why the fuck didn't the cops come to us all them numerous times that Vocab Malone have interrupted us while we worshiping? While people came against us while we teaching? Nobody offered us that, but they offered it to him when it was IUIC. You see? Pay attention, brothers. These people are up to some shit, man. Listen to this nigga, this demon, this demonic nigga.
Somebody contact the authorities when the black Hebrew Israelites came here at our campus. And I was here early because I had business to attend to, and the authorities reached out to me.
Now, why did we become the black Hebrew Israelites? Before, he said he was receiving apology letters from Hebrew Israelites, but now all of a sudden, they were the black Hebrew Israelites again.
Captain talked to me and introduced himself and told me that he wouldn't tell me who reached out to him. It could have been neighbors, could have been folks in church. I asked him, well, who reached out to you? He said, we can't give out that information. He said, but we were reached. He said, we were even told to go on YouTube if we want to see the evidence of what happened. He said, Pastor Jennings, we went on YouTube, we saw what happened. Do you want to press charges? I said, on what grounds? They was on the sidewalk. We don't own the sidewalk. He said, you're right, but this is where they made a legal mistake. You were actually having worship, and they violated law by disturbing religious worship.
Heard that? IUIC, according to them, violated a law by disturbing religious worship. Now, how many times the devils done came with our camp? Vocab Malone come with his cameras in the apostles' faces, right? Brought his whole damn crew and disturbed the whole camp. He did the same thing with Dallas. He did the same thing with Chicago. He did the same thing with Houston. Same thing in Cleveland, or was it Columbus with the brothers there? In various other camps, these Christians have been doing this time and again. That asshole AC Vom, you know, and what's that? I forgot the other dude's name, man. The brother dudes in Atlanta, they went and disturbed the Atlanta camp. They owe us a bunch of money. We supposed to be able to sue the shit out of them. But see, now it's a special provision being made because it's Christians. See? You see that? It's shit in the works, brothers. I'm gonna go back a little bit.
But this is where they made a legal mistake. You were actually having worship. And they violated law by disturbing religious worship. He said if you wasn't in there, he said if you were not in the building and they were just demonstrating, it would be something different. He said, but because you were having religious worship and practicing your religious right, you can actually sue them, and you can actually have them prosecuted.
Hashem Yahushai, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, this video is going to be entitled Calling the Cops on Vocab Malone is Strategy, not Cowardice. It's strategy. All right, so just to the brothers out there, you know, to the hopefully elect, the brothers and sisters, All right. Well, particularly you brothers that teach and whatnot. Now, you know what's been said by the apostles. All right, it's been the topic of the day. If the dude Vocab Malone roll up on you, just call the cops on that devil. Now, that's a sign of what are we doing? We're using strategy. People gonna try to flip it because they want to be entertained at Vocab Malone coming up, interacting with him and all of that. A lot of people view that dude as like a trophy. But he's not a trophy. He's roadkill. We already done trampled over that guy. Now, the clip you saw in the beginning, I clipped it out of a bigger video off of my Odyssey channel. And it was entitled, "Can We Sue Vocab Malone for Interrupting Our Camps?" from like 2 years ago. And I think the overall video was, let me see if I can find it here. The overall video was Geno Jennings' apology letters and split loyalty. I believe that was because IUIC had rolled up on him and they surrounded Geno Jennings' church. And you heard what Geno said about the authorities. Literally came to him and said that he could sue them for interrupting his religious worship. And we should be afforded that same ability. Now, other than, and even if we can't do it, the reason why you call the cops on that devil is because we already dealt with Vocab Malone. People gonna try to use that. You guys scared, you running. I think I seen this asshole end time teacher say in a post that we making the Israelites look bad. The camps making the Israelites look bad because they running from Vocab. Man, fuck Vocab Malone. How many times you need to deal with the same devil? Okay? Now I want to show you real quick a comment. This was from Apostle Gabar, did a video. Right? And I think it was the video talking about to the camp leaders learn to, follow the orders. So this devil Dexter Esters came on the comment board, right? And people going to try to use little different tactics, as they always do, to try to get us to do what they want us to do. Now, this dude, Dexter Esters, if he come on your comment board, he's probably an Edomite, but I don't know. I know he's a Christian. He's going to try to put up a bunch of scriptures that he don't know the meaning of them. He don't know the breakdown. Anyway, he was on Apostle Bar's comment board saying, question, how do y'all share the gospel unto the other nation? Now, you got to be out of your mind. The Apostle Bar said the internet. And we've dealt with all these people. How do you think the Christians found out about us? Because our teaching on the internet. They know about us through watching us. Now, I answered back. I said, we preach in the open. Anybody can hear it. Vocab Malone has had many chances to hear. He's dealt with GMS Chicago, New York, Houston, Phoenix, Columbus, Ohio, and Dallas. And when he went to New York, he dealt with our elders and apostles. You don't go no higher than that. What does he have to say to anybody else? Anybody else in our camps? And plus, he went to a couple of different people that were no longer affiliated with GMS formally. So but see, he's not trying to learn. Now, I said nothing else to say to him or any of you Christians. Go away now. We've seen you all over the comment boards posting a bunch of scripts. You're a bug out. That was to that guy Dexter Esters or whatever his name is. Now, when you get ready, and I'm gonna read the scripture in a short minute or two. But overall, I want to just mention, and I ain't gonna make this a long video. And I'm just, I just wanted to add in, just to make a lesson out of it. All right, what's already been said don't need to be overstated. That fucking devil, all he want to do. He want to make a mockery of the gospel. He want to try to find an opening. See, what you got to realize is GMS, we got 100% truth. And Vocab can visit as many Israelites as he wants to. He's never going to make a dent into any of it unless he can get the GMS. And it's our right of refusal to not deal with anybody, not just Vocab Malone. If Jesus of the Word come up, he had his chances. If Mr. I Don't Know comes up, he had his chances. The Dallas brothers deal with that dude. If K-Dub through comes up, he had his chances. If Alton Johnson come up, he had his chance. We ain't fucking dealing with them guys no more. Fuck them. They can just die. Now the scriptures back us up on this. This is Titus chapter 3, verse 8. This is a faithful saying, and these things I will that thou affirm constantly, that they which believe in the Most High might be careful to maintain good works. What's our good work? Preaching the gospel. Who we preaching to? Those elect. We're preaching to all the Israelites, but only the elect is going to get it. Everybody else not going to get it. Vocab Malone, Alton Johnson, all them dudes had their chance to receive the truth. Now, like Apostle Hart said, Vocab Malone, he going to send different people. He going to send different Jakes. He going to come up there and he going to interrupt. And if he does, you call the cops on that devil. It might sound bizarre to some Jakes, but we ain't worrying about how the fuck it sound to you. We ain't here for you. You different camps out there. You do what you want to do. You don't have to listen to what we say. You already showed, you demonstrated you want clout. You going to try to deal with him. You going to try to use him as a trophy. And sooner or later, you're going to fuck around and this damn devil going to get you into some shit. The apostles know what they're doing. And it's a spiritual reason behind why we're not dealing with him anymore. The same, we shouldn't even waste time with this guy. Nobody's going to waste time on him. Now, we do videos to tear down his lies, but that's it. That's part of our job. It ain't part of our job to keep dealing with some guy over and over and over and over and over. We don't even do that with Israelites. It goes on. These things are good and profitable unto men, but avoid foolish questions. You know when a question becomes foolish? And there is a such thing as a foolish question when you have to answer the same thing over and over and over. If you asked me already and I told you the answer and you didn't get it, why would I keep answering you? Keep coming up with arguments. What he doing, he's gathering intel. He going back, getting with his little cronies, and they stand up all night trying to find different stuff that they use to try to overthrow the gospel. All that shit about we had a reasonable debate. It was nice. It was respectful. Fuck all that. We don't even need to do that. We don't owe him nothing. We don't owe no Christian nothing. We ain't dealing with you no more. You on shutdown mode. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law. Why? For they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition, what do? Reject. Why? Knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself. You see that? So we ain't gonna deal with this dude no more. Let's read the NLT. And anybody else, we done start shut down on you, Jace. We tell you have a good night. And you can have a good night. Titus 3:8. This is a trustworthy saying. And as the Apostle Tar said, we ain't dealing with Muslims. We ain't dealing with Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, if you're a sincere person and we have not dealt with you, and you want to ask a question or two or whatever, we'll deal with you a little bit. But when you start to bug out, when you start to buck up, when you start to make a scene, we're going to tell you, have a good night, have a good day, peace be unto you, whatever. We're going to just get you out of our face. Like we did with the black consciousness demon that came up. The dude started vomiting, and we was like, all right, see you later, right? Titus 3:8 from the NLT. This is a trustworthy saying, and I want you to insist on these teachings so that all who trust in the anointed will devote themselves to doing good. These teachings are good and beneficial for everyone. Do not get involved in foolish discussions. You hear that? Getting with Vocab Malone, having them come up, ask you questions. Any of them people we previously dealt with is a foolish discussion. If he send people, if they associate with him, if they're an apologist, at this point, everybody knows about the Hebrew Israelites. You don't need to come and ask us questions in person, right? If you really got a sincere question, you could ask on the comment board and we'll answer it with a video or with a comment. Why you need to come up in front of us and do it? You're doing it because eventually they're going to pull some shit. They're going to try to get you hemmed up. They're going to try to get you locked up. They're going to try to, and really, tempers would flare if we tell you continuously don't come around us and you do it anyway. Sooner or later, one of these groups going to be dealing with this devil and you're going to fuck up, man. Okay? You don't want to listen? We're going to find out. We're going to see it. Somebody's going to be made an example. We're going to call the cops on these fucking people when they come up if they don't leave us alone. And we're going to sue your ass if we able to for interrupting our right to religion, interrupting us worshiping, because we preaching on the highways and hedges. We worshiping the Lord. That's what we doing. Let me see if I got a scripture for that. Let's get here. Yeah. It's our right. We can go out there and preach. Let your light. Please excuse me. This is Matthew 5:16. Listen. It says, and we'll start at 15. I'm start at 14. It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on the hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. We giving glory to the God of heaven, to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, by going out there on the highways and hedges. And if you interrupt us, Vocab Malone, or any of you other bugged out Christians, we're going to sue your ass. We're going to call the cops on you, and we're going to try to press charges on your ass. Because you're interrupting our religion. You're interrupting our worship. We're worshiping our God by doing that. We ain't just doing it for no reason. Do not get involved in foolish discussions about spiritual pedigrees or in quarrels and fights about obedience to, it says, Jewish laws. Take that with a grain of salt. These things are useless and a waste of time. What brothers been saying all week? That what them San Diego Sakari dudes did was that was some stupid shit. You wasted a bunch of time. But it's already been, we recognize that dude Taz, he just trying to build himself up, get a name for himself, and he look like a fool. Now you're infamous. If people are causing divisions among you, give a first and second warning. After that, have nothing more to do with them. For people like that have turned away from the truth and their own sins condemn them. That's all. Vocab Malone been giving warnings already. The jakes that's with him, they've been warned. They know about us, and they can go on, they can fuck off and kick rocks. Now, Howard Shah said, and I read this, I put it on the comment board. This is what you do. Matthew 10 and 13, it says, Salakia, verse 10, Matthew 10 and 11. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, and inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. When we enter a place, we looking for who's worthy. That's all. Vocab Malone is not worthy. He's not an Israelite. It's not for him. Them jakes is with him. They subverted already. They've been taught. They've been shown. They choose to ride with him. They can die with him. And when you come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. And we shook the dust on all you Christians. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. And what they doing is they trying to find loopholes, right? Points of advantage and contention they can come against to try to overthrow the faith. The whole time, the so-called black Christians, and any of the Christians, if you were Israelites, the whole time what the Lord has been doing, he's been using that to try you. And you rejected it. And you think it's a game and a joke. So now you got to deal with it. We done with that. We're on a mission. Our mission is to preach the gospel till the elect is sealed. That's all. We ain't here to talk shit to people. We ain't here to go back and forth. We ain't here to listen to their side of the story. We don't want to hear that shit. Verse 11, and whosoever shall not receive you. You know what? Let's go back up here. Verse 10, Mark 6 and 10. And he said unto them, in what place soever you enter into an house, there abide till you depart from that place. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear you, when ye depart thence, shake off the dust under your feet for a testimony against them. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. See? And that's it. You shake off the dust. Now I want to give you the NLT. Listen to this. And I should have, but that's okay. We'll read it right here. Mark 6 and 11. But if any refuses to welcome you or listen to you, shake his dust from your feet as you leave to show that you have abandoned those people to their fate. That's what you do. Vocab Malone is abandoned to his fate. All his Christian cronies are abandoned to their fate. Anybody that don't want it, if you know about us, you already heard the gospel. We don't got nothing to say to you. Why do you keep following us? We got nothing to say to you. So be wise out there. The best thing you can do is call the cops on this devil because he's just going to keep on. He gonna interrupt our right to worship, our religion, to try to insert his madness. And all the same, it's all the same shit. We already know about them Christians. We've been there, we've done that. It's boring, it's old, it's played out, and we ain't taking no more time up. You fucking Christians, stay away from us. Matthew 10, verse 16, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Avoid these devils altogether. Listen, but beware of men. What kind of men? Any men. If they're not trying to get the gospel, why you in our face? If you ain't trying to repent and be converted, why you in our face? But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. And it's happened before, and it's going to happen again. At some point, you're going to see this very same devil standing across from you, pointing at you, telling everybody about how bad of a person you are after he done did all this and you done went all them lengths, right, to try to help this devil or whatever you call yourself doing, you different Israelites out there. Now, you saw the authorities, if Geno Jennings was telling the truth, they said you can sue these people when they interrupt your religious worship. And that's it. All of this to it. Now, if he come up, he can stand over there and be quiet and look at you. But if he make a move, he do anything, call the cops on that devil and any of them other devils and tell the police he's harassing you. And he already dealt with 6 different of our people already. Why do we need to deal with them again? We preaching the open. Anybody can hear it. Vocab Malone has had many chances to hear. He's dealt with GMS Chicago, GMS New York, GMS Houston, GMS Phoenix, GMS Columbus, Ohio, and GMS Dallas. What more do we have to say to him? People forget that. Any of you out there want to call us cowards and say shit, whatever, man. We done dealt with this nigga 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably more than 6 times, because he came up to other camps. We've dealt with him already. There's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. He need us. We don't need him. All of you, y'all need us. We don't need you. And we ain't talking to you. No more black consciousness, no Sarnetta, no, none of them. None of them. And furthermore, any Israelite camp that roll up on us want to debate, talk, confront us, stay the fuck out of our face, man. We don't got nothing to say to you. Tell it to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's it. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.